Firstly, fuck Craig. Wherever he is.
We've come out swearing, haven't we?
I have. I'm pissed off at him. He's decided that everyone deserves leave.
So we need to apologise almost for the framing issues that we're getting on this podcast.
Yeah.
Fuck
Craig.
Fuck Craig, exactly, Duberry, yes.
Craig's a Chelsea fan, that might hurt him.
I hope it does.
Doesn't matter. I like profession, and this isn't professional the way it's set up.
Yeah, he's just disappeared and left us to frame the podcast.
It's negligent.
It is negligent, and as the kind of the power behind Ball Street, you and Stu, I think you need to have words with him.
I will.
Is he allowed to have holiday again?
No.
I mean, legally he's allowed 28 days, but
legally schmeagly.
Exactly, it's the right attitude.
So I just want to check as well, Fav, because just before we started this podcast, I noticed that you grabbed some hair product and nipped into the toilet. So just want to check that all that's fine.
Do you want to know why?
Really pleased with your hair.
Because I got dug out by a Georgia Healy last week.
What?
But she said that is my what's receding faster, Alexis Sanchez from Arsenal or my hairline?
Oh.
Which is a bit harsh, isn't it?
Straight beef. That's straight beef.
Yeah, we expect from a young lady on the internet. Georgia Healy.
Right, Georgia, you're looking beef.
But listen, she come back and said, "Hi Flav, I'm really sorry, but my boyfriend was the one who wrote that and put a kiss on the end."
So maybe he's jealous because he finds her watching the podcast, freezing it on some of your best bits.
And then who knows what?
Yeah. It's gone that way. I told you it goes sexual on it. Look, we got Duberry in the house.
Michael Duberry of Chelsea and of Leeds and of many others, but the most notable clubs, surely.
Yeah, I mean, any other clubs, don't be offended, but
St.
I never wrote this script. St. Johnson, Oxford.
Reading.
Reading.
Wickham. That's a good place to start, isn't it? We were talking upstairs earlier. I'm obviously a Huddersfield fan, as everybody knows. Have you any good memories about playing Huddersfield? Or bad memories?
Oh, I don't even know who Huddersfield are. No, we had one game, wasn't the best, and we lost 6-1. The funniest bit when I tell that story to everyone
2 hands I need.
was after the game, I can't remember our assistant coach, but he wanted to fight everyone. He was going, Gary Waddett was the manager, and he was going, it's rubbish. He was trying to half dig me out, and then the assistant went, "Oi, no, Gaz, fuck him. I'll have it. Who wants it? Who wants it?" I'm thinking,
what for real?
Yeah, he goes, "Who wants it? Who wants it?" Like, fucking no bollocks. Yeah, I'm sitting again. He actually wants to fight everyone. He actually wanted to fight everyone. I found it funny that the assistant wanted to fight everyone.
Well, anyone sort of, yeah, I'll have a bit.
Everyone started doing their laces now.
Yeah. Did you taste it? One was he?
He was like. He was huge.
And he was angry at the time.
Yeah,
and you just done 90
we just
minutes.
lost 6-1. I mean, no one needed to get knocked out. Like, we just lost. Yeah. That was enough, wasn't it? Like,
we were a good side then, by the way. Jordan Rhodes.
Yeah, I think he got 3. He wasn't the other centre defender at the time.
Of course.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Gary
nice.
Roberts.
I was supposed to be in Scotland, in Glasgow at the time. I was getting some texts, all my mates in the bar going, and I think they.
Because it was on Sky, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on Sky, and they froze it a bit when I must have slid and missed a tackle, and and took a picture. It wasn't nice. It wasn't a nice experience. But
do you ever, like banter? There's a kind of big thing about professional footballers and how much, because it's lads essentially in a changing room, and obviously it's quite a severe place at times. I'd imagine. Is it as bad as you're led to believe?
You have to be strong-minded. You have to be thick-skinned. You have to be in it. You have to just throw yourself in it, because if you don't, you become. It's borderline bullying, but it's lads in it. Every lad going on a boys' holiday. You do something stupid, that's you done. You're getting labelled. You're getting on it. So and that's what it's like in the dressing room. And yes, there's pranks. I think the pranks kind of died off. You hear the stories of Gaz's pranks.
Oh my God.
There wasn't so many ones. I mean, there was some in my Leeds days. There was some good ones. I remember just thinking of my head just now, it's coming to it.
Like putting cocaine in your fucking
yeah.
It's not a bad
one, isn't it? Let's prank him, alright. Just
quickly, Juice, does that make sense? Duberry, we did a podcast with you.
Pre-video days.
Yeah, before we put it on video. It's just audio only, and
there'll be a link for our iTunes in there, yeah?
Yeah, if you want to know what that means, and it's a fascinating story, and it's true.
Yeah, it's a true story.
Absolutely true. There was a cocaine placed in your dinner to get a certain result. We won't give it away. But go back to it. I think it might have been episode.
I met a guy this morning from the FA who's been listening to our back catalogue and was like, "Fucking the Duberry podcast, fucking amazing."
Yeah, it's
we get a lot of love for that.
It's a crazy story. But so we was at Leeds, and I think one of our physios, Alan Sutton, everyone loved him, been there for years, was, like, way back, he was there with Billy Bremner days, he was just there. So one day it was me, David Batty, Jason Wilcox, Gary Kelly, I can't remember who else was there.
Wilcox was apparently a good lad,
funny
wasn't he?
guy,
Yeah.
funny, one of the funniest people ever.
Right.
Funny, just best banter ever. So we went into the local town in Wetherby and we went to the butcher's and we goes, can we have like 20 quid worth of sausage meat, right? So we got bags like doing our gym session, got back in the car, got sausage meat. So Alan Sutton's car was there, so we got sausage meat and just like started pasting it all the way over his car.
Why
like,
on his car?
just because it just victim in it, like just thought it'd be funny. So he started pasting it all on his car, like putting it all round on the windscreen wiper.
Just so it's like the window is
all window,
completely
all sausage meat all around his car, right? Cracking up, laughing, all sausage meat around our hands. Went back into the physio room, right? So we're laying there, like I think it was our lunch hour, laying there back on the beds, like putting ice on our legs. And we see him go out like towards his car, and we're like trying to hold the laugh. And then we see him start like, "Hey!" He's like, "Bastards! I'm going to tell the gaffer." And when he got to the gaffer, the gaffer came out and goes, "Who done that, lad? You have to clear it out." So we went out there, couldn't sausage meat, sunny day. It's about like 4,000 wasps around there. We're not cleaning that. We're not cleaning that. Stay away from that. Like, trying to get near it. Like, so like going, "Yeah, someone's going to have to clean it." So no, we're not talking about the site. It was like. Yeah, it was, it's just banter, innit? And if you got to be in it. You got to be in it, otherwise you get become a victim.
Did it ever go like too far where you think like, did it ever happen where someone switched or got angry at it or like
or upset?
But when you get angry, it's even fun. You know, like when they get angry, it's the worst thing. But has it gone too far? Yeah, I'm sure there's a few bits pranks have gone too far.
Nothing that's
I remember this was a bit light-hearted. I remember, I can't remember the lad's name, was at Stoke, and we had to, Johan Boschkamp took us away, and he said, "Alright, listen, no, you're not sharing a room, I'm going to put you with people, I want everyone to mingle."
So he chose who you were
Yeah,
with,
you know, that's the worst thing, you're going on the bus, like, I'm 28, like, I can choose who I want to be with, like, sitting there. So I remember, he made me go this winger, I can't remember his foreign lad. So in our room, we're like in our prison cells, isn't it? You're right. So that's like sitting there, and he kept reading. He was reading Harry Potter, so buzzing because he's reading an English book. He was budding early into the book, right? So I remember like one of the lads with Gianfranco, they ripped out the last few pages, right? So like he went down to lunch early. I'm just gonna get something. So I must have ripped out the last few pages, really clean as well. You know, like proud of my work that you couldn't see it. Like proud of work. Like I don't even know what I've done the page. I must have just like shredded them, like really. And then he's reading it. All of a sudden now, like, we've come off the pre-season, 2 weeks into it, see him coming in like now he's with his broken English. My book. Who done my book? I was like everyone ain't got a clue. Like, book? Book? You talking about book? Like, book. And I realised that Harry Potter, so he's got all the way to the end, this English book, all proud, he doesn't even know the end.
That's that. You said that was light-hearted. I'd fall out with something.
I like the long rangeness of that, though. And you got your moment.
Yeah.
You found the answer and you hadn't moved switch clubs or something like that.
My missus at the time ripped out the last 20 pages of Crime and Punishment. You know what you have to invest to get through Crime and Punishment. It's 600 pages of a Russian novel. And Russian novels.
Why did she do that to you, Flav?
Because she's an arsehole.
Yeah. What, your current missus?
No, my ex-missus. That's why she's my ex-missus.
I was going to say, you're going like Jeremy Cole with that one, like, seriously.
With the book.
That's out of order. That's almost cruel, isn't
Absolutely. So what I guess one of the things that comes up when we talk about the podcast, and it's changed somewhat since the last time we were on. Well, obviously we wanted to listen to all your stories, and we did that. So go back to that podcast if you want to hear all the Jupe stories. They're fascinating, especially the stuff about Woodgate. Really, just allowed us in, which was fantastic. But
yeah,
there's one thing.
The honesty in that was ridiculous, and just like everyone's gone, like how refreshing it was to actually just hear such a normal conversation from a guy with such an incredible story. Yeah, normal guy.
Just a normal guy. What about nearly getting into a fight with Ian Wright in a club?
Yeah,
there's loads of Gary Kelly nearly having his legs broken.
Yes.
Yeah, there were just tons.
Absolutely. It's a good story, isn't it?
There is, absolutely. But I mean, I think what was interesting for us to talk about now is some of the things that fans think about professional footballers, and one of the things like fan loyalty, right? So obviously, I mean, have you ever fallen in love with a club that you've played for? You thought, yeah, that's my club.
Falling in love. I loved Leeds. I loved the town.
Yeah.
Everything about it. Everything about it when I went up there. I loved it. Chelsea. Yeah, it's still my club now. I didn't grow up being a Chelsea fan. Like I've always said, a football fan. My dad wasn't that sort of thing, so I got Chelsea at a young age. But as a club, yeah, they're my club. Leeds, I loved it. Everything about the town, the club, how it was, and my teammates.
And you had such a successful time.
Yeah, it was
semi-final of the Champions League.
Yeah, it was brilliant. St Johnstone. Like everyone says, oh, what's your Rangers or Celtic? And I always say St Johnstone. That's my team. It's like a warm club, small club but warm. My time up there was brilliant. There's a few clubs I'd say.
You had a good buzz.
Yeah, Stoke as well. Like I loved the clubs I've been at. Listen, I'm not saying all of them. I'm not gonna say that all of them like going. It's every club, but like Stoke as well. At a time when I didn't love football.
Right.
Now I just come from Leeds and there was all that stuff and I felt like victimised. Like
you had a heavy couple of years.
Yeah, I didn't. The only good thing about it, I was losing weight, so I'm trying to get myself there again. But like, I went to Stoke and it was just like, it made me fall in love with the game again and the fans and everything about it. They're passionate. Do you know what I mean? So there's a few teams that I love the place and I love the club and I love what it represents. And maybe it's sometimes the period in your life where you're at. But yeah, them clubs. I still look at their fixtures and I have fond memories there now.
St Johnstone's a weird one though, isn't it? Like, why did you enjoy your time up there?
Just avoid like. There's a time I thought, you know what am I doing? I left Wickham and I was at a club. First time thinking I'm unemployed. I ain't got nothing to do, and I went to go to Scotland. I thought, you know what, chance to play at Rangers, Celtic, and see a different like part of football that isn't so abroad, but it's abroad. And I went up there. And it was just lovely that it was just like warm club, small, going along. It was always underdogs. Weren't expected to do much. So it was like them against us sort of thing. The manager, Derek McInnes, was great. System, everything about it was brilliant. They had the kit man Doc, like just like funny guy, you know, like just it reminded me going back when I got into football. Do you know what I mean? That old school mentality that like everyone was like, it was just on a personal term and friendly term, and you know, that it was just like a great time.
What, you sort of had fun playing football? Because I remember David Bentley, you know, he retired at 28. Obviously had the world at his feet. We talked about it briefly last week on the pod, but he fell out of love with the game when he left Arsenal's youth team, because it became so much about performance analysis, cutting in and hitting the byline, and he said all of the fun was taken out of the game, so much so that he felt like he had to get away from it. He even went out to Russia to play with FC Rostov to try and generate that.
I remember seeing him speaking about that on, I think it was like on TV, but maybe that's his personality, because the game comes with pressure. Some people thrive, some people don't. And in the youth team, everyone's your mate. Everyone's like, you know, you grew up together, you're with them all the time, so there's that fun element. And all of a sudden now you go in the first team and it's like, you have to win, you have to perform, and now there's that added pressure. So it doesn't always become fun, but sometimes the fun comes in the winning, and you have success, it becomes in the winning. It's not fun when you're not doing. It's not fun when you're travelling, you're not playing. It's not fun being second best. So there's an element of maybe your personality, maybe that's his character. Just loves just.
But it's also like outside of football as well. I think we all kind of, when you didn't have responsibilities, you know, when you can fuck around and the stakes aren't as high, you don't, you know what I mean, there's a lot of pressure when you start to get into your late 20s and that kind of era. That there are, because life's different, you know.
And some people thrive on it, some people don't, and maybe didn't enjoy it so much. It's not always enjoyable. It's not always enjoyable like when you're there, but it's football, isn't it? Like it's football, and I can understand not like, as I said, I go back to time at the end of Leeds. I didn't love football. Like I was thinking, I might just like give it in, like just give it in, and just.
Leeds will do that to you though, Jude. It was a bad decision.
It wasn't the club or the town. It was the people in charge at the time, and they were gone, and I just thought, you know what? But then I thought, why is someone going to take away what I love doing? And Stoke gave me that love again, so I was happy.
So who was your manager at Leeds, or who during that period?
Kevin Blackwell.
Right. Okay.
Kevin Blackwell, and I wasn't fond of him.
And before that, did he come in after?
He was assistant to
Warnock.
Peter Reid.
Oh, but he was with Warnock.
He was
with Warnock at Huddersfield actually. Kevin Blackwood.
And he was at Sheffield United with Warnock.
That's right. Yeah.
And he come as Peter Reid's assistant, and he just had I don't know. He was a bit weird. I wasn't keen on him. I wasn't keen on him at all.
So you played for quite a few managers, right? And I think that this is a good point to talk about, because you as a guy have played with and for and against some amazing leaders, some amazing names, some amazing personalities. I mean, I sometimes see the odd picture of you against fucking some of the proper greats, people. And your career spanned from playing against the likes of Righty to who were some of the players that you played against?
I'm just thinking of that. I looked at a picture. I was up against Eric Cantona. Before the Seagulls ran.
Righty,
Shearer, Gabriel, Ferdinand, Henry.
All the proper legends of the game. You know,
Rooney,
what I mean?
Young Rooney, older Rooney. A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of top people, and so we were having a chat because and everyone watches, because we got a lovely little community here on this pod and on the video. Obviously, there'll be people that listen to it that'll remember your previous chat, and we touched upon some of the business stuff that you're interested in and leadership and we had a conversation earlier on this journey to find out what great leadership is, and some of that is you're going to start to create a channel and a podcast and some content of your own, aren't you, around that stuff?
Around the fact of 20-year career, 500 plus games, 15 managers. I played under 15 managers, and reflecting now, in some way they shaped my views and opinions and on leaders and leadership. So I'm gonna now embark on a journey where I discover what I feel. Discover the ultimate leader. And what the ultimate leader looks like. It's a popular term, it's a fashionable word in business and out of business.
Of course.
So that's my journey to find, and on that journey, I would rediscover speaking to and trying to track down old managers.
Awesome. People like what,
Glenn Hoddle.
Flav's just got a slight rush of blood.
Rude Hullet, and anyone I can get in contact. I know Lucas does the Italian chat. Anyone I can speak to, any old managers I can speak to, and then how they shaped me, what about them was their leaders, and were they a good leader? I spoke about Kevin Blackwell. Me sitting here now, looking back, thinking, was he a good leader? No. Do you know what I mean? Why wasn't he a good leader? Am I sitting there from a different? If I looked at him with a different lens, would he be a good leader?
Was he a good leader for some people in the dressing room?
That sort of thing. Like, was it, take me out of it from a different lens? Was he a good leader? How did he influence people? What is my idea of a leader? What is your idea of a leader? So for me, we might have a different perspective of what a leader is. Do you know what I mean? And that's the first question I ask anyone. What's a leader to you? Do you know what I mean? So all that sort of stuff, and then taking it further and interviewing and speaking to other people, where I'll have a podcast where I'll be speaking to some of the top people, leaders in the country, worldwide, renowned, to someone that might be so popular, but it's good to get a perspective to get my idea of what an ultimate leader looks like. So
what we'll do is we'll put in the link to your YouTube, I guess, on here, which is probably not much happening on it just yet, but
very little.
Put it out there, and some of this stuff will crank up and it'll happen.
It will do.
And our buzzy little community will show you some support and check that out and subscribe.
Please do.
And be ready. Yeah, awesome.
Just one thing I wanted to ask you back on the kind of the loyalty of and not the way you fell in love with your club. What was your relationship with the supporters, and how important is it for a fat player to be loved by the fans, and how difficult is it when they get on the back?
I've always had.
Do you mock other people? Like, are you jealous when all the crowd is singing like about one guy? You just walking off thinking.
I always had a good relationship with the teams I played for, because I think I always played wholeheartedly, and I think it's always a thing where he gave us 100%. Like, we don't mind that. Do you know what I mean? We're the most talented player, and you can see he's only trying a little bit. So I've always had a good relationship with the teams I've played for. I think I can't think of. I think maybe only Wickham, it got a little bit disjointed at the end, but I wasn't there that long anyway. I remember St Johnstone when I left, they had like big banners, fans crying, and it was like really emotional. Really? Yeah. I told my mum to leave at the end. Get out, mum.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, but I was there like 18 months and then 2 seasons, yeah.
And you did well with them?
Yeah, it was a lovely period of time. Honestly, it was a lovely period. And so I've always had a good rapport with the fans. They see I gave everything. Yes, you get players going, look at him busy, clapping the fan, look at you. And it gets in players there, so people don't want to be like one going like, everyone wants to be loved.
Yeah.
Be a fan favourite, who doesn't? Do you know what I mean? So fans that sing your name and love you, usually it goes to the strikers, but I think fans are honest enough to know that, you know what, he's give 100% and they clap and they cheer. Do you know what I mean? Not if you just keep booing it away, they think 100%. If that's what you're doing, no, I'm not clapping that rubbish. Do you know what I mean? Kick it forward. So it is. I think it's important. We all want to be loved in general. No one wants to come to work and not be liked.
Don't start a YouTube channel. If you want to be loved, do not. YouTube comes in.
Did you get like jealousy when certain players would be, you know, like some people become a darling and of the crowd and they can't do anything wrong? Did you sometimes get people I'm fucking better than him and everyone fucking... Did you get that stuff?
No, like you just look... Listen, you just find it funny. Listen, you play football and you realise that the centre forwards get the attention. But I would never get jealous. You look and think, oh, and you're getting his clap. You get annoyed when you see players that like just trying to act for the fans and trying to get a clap or do little things and play to the fans. You know, they get that, do the bad pass, look at the fans, like, I mean, bad pass that was. And then I'm thinking, wait, don't do that. You're with us, do you know what I mean? So you get annoyed when all that started coming into it, like some of the bad pass, like all that acting and throwing the arms and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I think, you're from Bethnal Green, all that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? So but no, I never got like jealous. Got annoyed when I out the team a little bit, but not jealous. Yeah. But yeah, that was all right. And
do you ever think that fans owe players a loyalty? Because I don't know if you saw Odin Wingy's quote regarding what player he was supposed to be leaving. I think it was Costa, maybe back Costa to leave Chelsea or back. I don't know who left.
I can't think.
Might be Lukaku. I can't remember. Anyway, he's backed a massive player to say, it's fine that he wants to leave because players don't owe fans or clubs any loyalty. They're employees by the club, and when a player is out of form, it's not like the fans back him and say, yeah, give him another contract, even though he's playing poorly. So you kind of fans expect, and I expect so much of players at Tottenham.
Yeah.
But then if Harry Kane suddenly dips and doesn't score a goal for 2 years, I'm not going to say to the club, give him another contract anyway.
Yeah.
Or is it just something that players accept?
I don't think. I think the word loyalty is so like not even part of football anymore, and it goes both ways. Everyone enters an agreement when trying to get the best out of each other, and if you're not getting the best, everyone really wants out because it's such fast moving. We'll get someone else to do a better job. And a player wants success, the club's not bringing success, they want to move on. The club wants success, the player's not doing it. So I don't think there's an expectation. I think fans are wise enough now with how things in the transfer moves, and it's not from back then where everyone's expecting the player to stay 5-6 years. It's now 2-3 years. Longer than that, you're thinking we've done well keeping them 4 years. Yeah. And you have to be very successful to keep a player for that long because they're going to want success. And if you're not successful, the club moves them on. So I don't think there's an I don't think the dressing room players thinking like they should give him like some slack, like you know what I mean. And the fans are wise enough to know that if he's playing shit, then he's got to go, and we'll get someone else in to do a better job. But it just depends now. The length of time that people get given, that's the time span. That's the thing. Not whether loyalty. It's like the length of time you have to perform or how long before you're out and you dip.
Yeah. Did you ever play with any players that get wound up by the fans? You going back in the change rooms, them fucking pricks, giving me shit, booing me. Do you hear them booing?
Yeah, obviously, people going, oh god, them lot fucking booing. Don't worry, thinking, that's not our job. Like we have to focus here. So when people are getting wound up by the fans and then they're booing, it's like, yeah, sometimes it ain't nice thinking home fans booing us. Do you know what I mean? Just have to get on with it. Sometimes, we have to give them something to cheer for. Yes, they should cheer because we're part of their team. But ultimately, there's some people just get wound up by the fans and all that sort of stuff. But you don't really hear it unless you're like getting a throw on and touchline and someone's called you wanker, fat bastard. Fucking trying.
Did you hear some funny shit?
I got called. I remember my last game of my last professional game was at Accrington Stanley, and I know. And then I was standing there, and I was standing like like you're doing the thing, and some guy was like going, "Oh, fat bastard, fatty." I was game plan fatty, and I like thought. And I lifted up to the abdomens, and that wasn't like back when I was 21 abdomens, but there was a few little ripples and that. They're like you start getting angles, you know how to get it out. And and then the crowd started laughing. I breathed out. Woo, that was close. But yeah, like you do like in the intimate crowds and like lower down, you used to get used to hear it all. You hear it all and everything. Like they say, some could be a little bit hurtful, but
What are your thoughts on fan TV? And fan media and the prominence of that, because that's the game that we're in, right? What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, fan TV's good, but listen, some of them people on the Arsenal TV, I'm looking like, bruv, listen, bruv, like I'm thinking they must be they must be the actors. Like I'm looking, thinking, and I've got lots of Arsenal mates that are Arsenal fans that are mates, and I've cringed. I'm thinking, I'm glad that Chelsea have fan TV, but like. Some of them ones are going on there now. Like this, it's comical because it's given them a platform just to have their own thing. Like they'll be doing their own channels soon. Do you know what I mean? Bruv, I'm just crying. I cringe. Like don't get me wrong, I want to hear what the fans have to say, but even that. They don't represent, like, for me, they don't represent all of the Arsenal voices. And that's what I bear in mind. So, like, I find it comical because I can rib my mates that are Arsenal fans. That's actually a lot of doing, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but my views are, like, I love it. I love hearing voices. But some of the voices, man, they just crack me up. Like,
the thing is, though, it's representative of real people. And, like, I think people almost like take it too seriously. Because what I love about Arsenal fan TV and what I love about all fan TV, it's just the story of the football club told through the lens of a bunch of supporters, Yeah. Some of them are like in any sitcom or in any character-based narrative, like Entourage. You've got Johnny Drama who's funny. You've got Turtle who's like this. You've got E who's serious. You've got Vince who everything just happens for him. Like the good-looking one. So it's almost kind of a bit like that. So I think people almost get too worried about it.
The best bit about it is it Robbie the big? Is that? His facial expressions don't change.
Robbie's amazing at what he does, and no one knows what his opinion is.
Yeah, because
obviously he's not made it about himself, which is it's not about his ego, and he does give his own things in certain bits, but he's just made it about.
He finds it now and again. You sure? And they go, and I think he just stirred them up going. Really?
Yeah. But he always plays the opposite card. But he does his job really well in that.
No, listen. For me, it's like. It's great there's a platform, but on the same period of time, if it is, then it'd be, for me, my opinion, it'd be nice to see like another face, like and like, because it just seems the same sort of face. It'd be like if someone else comes on and gives their opinion, but I don't think they want it because they've got the entourage behind. It's really scary.
It is, but to be honest, they might put out like 40 videos from a weekend speaking to like 40 different people, and it's just a few of them that go viral that then will find you.
But
you know what I mean? But if you go on the channel, you'll see lots of different people, but obviously the one where that it's delivered in a certain way with people talking in a certain way is what connects, or what cuts through. So it's awesome.
But isn't that this is where it's going, and it's part of it. And people, the reason that everyone likes Gary Neville because he speaks not like your pundit from thingy. He's talking now like, if he was in a pub talking football. So everyone wants it like a bit close to home and a bit more real.
So you can understand it. Yeah. What he does is break it down in a way that you can understand. Yeah, absolutely.
And he doesn't say bruv.
Has player power ever been an issue in any changing rooms you've been in? Is it a real thing? Is it something that's built up by the media?
I think when I was at Chelsea, I was a young lad, and the rumour was that when Rude went, is because the player power and he wasn't liking his way. When I was a senior player power, it's never outed any manager.
Was there any examples of when that might have been the case, or is it because maybe it ain't such an issue?
I wouldn't say. I mean,
What?
I don't think I could say player power. I don't know if it's an example of player power. I remember when we was at Leeds and Mark Viduka, he wanted out. Like team, he was going through a bad time, wanted out, and Peter Reid was manager, and Mark Viduka was just being obstructive for the sake of being obstructive, and like to the point where say train was going like get fucked.
Oh, really?
And Peter Reid couldn't do anything like. So I'm thinking, and next minute he'd be playing. So I'm thinking, obviously they had to play him. So obviously there's a player power there.
Right.
So you had to play him because he was the best striker at the club, but he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, obviously he didn't want to be, but obviously he was the big commodity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he played, and you know when you disrespecting the manager on normal terms. You don't play, so he did play. So maybe
they wanted to play him in order to
move him on.
Yeah,
and he, so that
but he was literally going get fucked, mate.
Yeah, like one time I was on train, get fucked. It's
Oh my God.
Get fucked. Yeah, Peter Reid like small. Hey, come here, you fucking don't talk to me like that. Get fucked. You fucking prick, come here. Get fucked. We're all going. Get out.
I wonder where Viduka is now.
I don't know. He always wanted to buy a big yacht, so he's mostly on a big yacht with
Really?
some brandy and a big cigar. Going, get fucked.
Do you reckon he earned enough money to buy that kind of stuff?
He was looking at a yacht when he was at Leeds. So we had that, like everyone was getting like different magazines, and the PFA magazine. He just had magazines of yachts.
Is that right?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
He wanted a yacht, so we wanted a yacht. Unless you go back to Croatia with a big yacht, harboured up, wherever they call it, and then just sitting there with brandy and a fucking cigar.
Get fucked.
Get fucked.
That sounds alright.
Yeah, I know.
I'll take it.
Love that.
I'll always love Mark Viduka for scoring 2 against Arsenal for Leeds. I mean, when you was in trouble. Would you play in that game? At Highbury?
Yeah.
You won 3-2.
Yeah, we come back. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Made up for the bloody 4-1 that we lost. Was it the year after?
Yeah.
Or year before?
Because that was on that, like Leeds were they'd ascended by it, and now they were on their kind of the realities of spending the money that they did on players.
It's always hard, isn't it? Because everyone gives Peter Ridsdale like some stick, but he went on a journey, Champions League, and you know it was like, you know, like we all done it. We played Championship Manager, didn't we? And we just like buying. And it was like too much. We go quit and start a new game. Go back to the first scene. Go back. I don't care. I know players to buy. You just go back. And he was just playing Championship Manager.
Yeah. And
they just said like 67 minutes there, and he tried to start again. Let's go, press it. Yeah. So
it's real though. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's a shame, but there was a journey, a great journey. The club, you know, one trophy away, you know, close, one trophy away from, you know, and that's if small word, big meaning, but from doing something special.
Yeah.
And then holding on to the players and then building, but instead miss out. You know, and then it was suddenly our players. We need Champions League football because we've got international aspirations. We've got to be this and that, and everyone goes slowly. You know, it's yeah.
Just one thing on the Football Manager.
That's what I was going to talk about. Championship Manager.
Did you ever buy yourself on Championship Manager? It's
did
fine if you did.
What? I think I have.
I used to buy you.
I bought myself.
Bizarre, actually.
We did this. We've done it a couple of times where we've been doing like a transfer deadline day. We've done a big live stream.
Yeah.
And what we've done is put all like the Ball Street affiliated people and set up a Ball Street team. So we'd have like you, Bullard, Ray Parler, the Beast, Clinton Morrison, Leon, like, and get all these people in a team. That was always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I love Were you playing when you were playing Champman? Would you play that like on the way to away games?
No,
and stuff like
I never. No.
But with players you know as well.
But by that time, with them away games, it wasn't Championship Manager. Everyone like stopped that. It was more
strip poker.
It was more a bit of poker. I was going to say strip poker.
What are you doing?
Where's your Under Armour? I've got against you. Sorry, Gaffer. Just lost it. 3 of a kind. Had a straight flush. Sorry, Gaffer. Just trying to win it back. Just trying to win my skins back. Yeah. But it was more. Everyone was playing. Was it Grand Theft Auto on the Nintendo? So everyone's playing.
Oh, linked game.
Yeah, I was playing that. I was rubbish. Everyone's going, "Who's blue?" That's please. Stop killing me. I was like walking around. Couldn't read the map, so I was getting. Where am I getting lost? Yeah, so I stopped playing that. Or Mario Karts, and I was just
Mario
Worth
Kart
me.
was awesome.
It worked
Who
for
did
me.
you go as Mario Kart? Who's your main guy?
I think I always went as the big gorilla guy. I do it now when I play
Right.
the boys. I think the big gorilla guy because everyone takes the other ones quick. So like Mario's a bit boring, so I go as the big gorilla guy. I think it was
Yeah.
slow in the end.
I used to like Toad, but every now and again Bowser to change it up, like because
Yeah.
they were the same. They were faster when they got into their rhythm,
Yeah,
but they were
yeah.
slower to get going, weren't they? So it was one or the
Yeah, I
other.
was the
But
big gorilla guy.
great game.
All right, we've got some pod questions.
Okay.
There's people sending stuff in. Obviously, didn't have a great deal of time to prepare for Dupe, so didn't have time to grab some questions specifically for you. But Ryan Walker, he says, who's the most hated team that isn't your rival? So if you apply to who's the most hated team you played against?
I'm trying to think of the team.
If you need time to think, who's your most hated team that isn't your rival? If it ain't Leeds, it's
Oh, so like a team that you just kind of
Just didn't
dislike
like,
a little bit.
Liverpool's mine.
I think okay, so Liverpool's.
Liverpool's up there
Someone
for me.
actually asked as well. Why does Flav hate Liverpool?
Yeah,
so
I saw
much?
that. I should have put that in. You agree with Liverpool?
Yeah, I
That's
think
good.
Liverpool's one of them for me.
Everyone hates Liverpool.
I don't hate Liverpool.
They just go
All right.
on. They just go on all the time.
Okay, so I'll tell you who.
Ain't won the league for ages. Let's leave it.
Leave it.
Leave it.
I'll tell you who I hate is because I'm a perennial underdog. That's my
Yeah.
zone. I'm an underdog guy, and I like so Chelsea because they've been a dominant team for a bit. You know, they've been up there.
It's not nice at all.
But it's true. And Man City, and because of the money and the entitlement and the players, and it's just you know what I mean.
What about Man United? Did you hate Man United when they was doing well then?
A bit, yeah. And I still I'm kind of not that keen on Man U. But in fact, all the big clubs I'm a little bit against. I have a bit of a soft spot for Spurs, mainly driven by
They don't win a lot.
because they don't win a lot.
Well,
Just saying, throw it
not
out
really.
there.
It was second in the league, Dupes.
You don't get many. What do you get for second? It's not winning, is
Very
it?
ambitious, is it?
What's second?
Dewsbury, I don't.
Oi, we nearly won.
I know. Silver.
Yes.
Oh, Silver's
What
alright.
are you going to Olympics for? Silver.
Look, mate. At the moment, I'd take Chelsea being top, and if we finish above Arsenal, it's all I need. Literally all I need.
Isn't that like? Because I hear it all
That's
the time.
what
Like, just want to finish above.
We ain't done it in 26 years.
I know.
It's probably
It's a
before
long
you started
time.
playing football.
Yeah, I know.
When did you start? When was your first game? Approximately.
I don't know. It's
Two-
20 years. 20 years ago.
Yeah. So
Coventry.
No.
Peter and Love.
Peter Unlucky.
Peter Unlove was your first.
Peter even played for Town.
He was
did,
alright,
wasn't he?
Yeah, very tricky.
Yeah.
Give me cramp after 6 minutes. I
Six.
think that's more adrenaline. Yeah.
I've got a question here that isn't on your list, Flav, but it was one that I quite liked, and
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to hear Jubes talk about this. This is from Gary Colbert. Have you guys got an opinion on the massive over-reliance that we have on our smartphones and how we no longer have conversations with people, we instead mindlessly scroll?
Was that my granddad or?
Yeah. Let me just get my iPhone and Google that answer.
Yeah. Why do we do this?
It's just the way it is, isn't it? It's just not reliant. It's just what are you gonna do? You have access to information. That's what I use my phone for, information. So if I want to know something, some ask a question. Here's my answer. Gives me a bit of knowledge.
But do you think it's getting in the way? Do you know, like you sometimes you sit at dinner, don't you, and you kind of like you look around and you see a few couples sitting there and they're just not chatting. They're both just kind of like that.
Taking a picture of their dinner. You can't have dinner without taking a picture first.
Yeah.
I've
But Lauren, I got 10 likes.
That's a different thing. That's about ego, about taking pictures. It's displaying your life as though in the way that you want it to be.
Projecting it.
Yeah, you project. Yeah, so you project the life you want through social media. But that's one issue. I think that's more about psychology than anything else. But using people's phones, it's just ease. So it's why Uber is blowing up and has blown up, because it's easier and cheaper. And I get that black cab drivers are going mental over it, and I understand why. And a lot of my dad's mates are black cab drivers and they ain't happy. But it's just easier. Just easier. So,
But they're not. People ain't sitting at dinner though, just fucking looking at Uber.
no, but you
are
can
they?
order your dinner much easier. Adam wants to pick up a bird for the night. All he goes on Tinder.
He swipes.
They see his profile picture. He doesn't even swipe.
No, they
when,
just turn
when
up.
Adam uses Tinder, they just turn up. You don't swipe left or right. They all
Right.
just pick ones turn up.
Speaking of Adam's getting a lot of conversation in the comments section as well.
He's only been on once as well.
After all this Adam talk, I think he should feature in one of the episodes. Hang on.
Would you feel comfortable about that?
Yeah,
From
maybe.
Abu.
Maybe.
Maybe soon.
But yeah, it's about so you can meet women online or men.
Yeah.
You can order your food.
All right, we get it. They're
You
good.
can play. Yeah, they're just good.
They're good. Their
just
phones are good.
Move with the
And at
times.
some point, it's going to be that these things, that's the thing, they're going to start to be embedded
Yeah.
in us in some way, shape,
Can't
or
wait
form.
for that.
Contact lenses. It's ultimately,
I
this
can't-
thing
I
is going
can't
to be...
put contact lenses in, so I'll be.
Oh, well, you physically
I
can't
just have
do
to
it.
wear the glasses. I'll be old school. I'll be going
Cool.
to glasses like.
Yeah, you will.
But all of this stuff leads to actually meeting someone face to face eventually. So none of that stuff will
Maybe it does. I can't even bother answering that, although it's interesting.
Just asked it.
But even though I just asked it, I was kind of more interested to hear what Jubes would say.
Sorry. Jumped all over it.
Right. Okay. So
Oh.
I just think that we need Jubes is a I'm not going to say an experienced man, but you're fucking
Depends what subject we're talking about.
yeah.
Go
He's
on.
been around. You know, Adam.
Are we doing birds in that? Yeah, we're doing birds in that.
We're doing
Yeah.
Birds and That,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So we've got this spin-off show called Birds and That, yeah.
We're too afraid to actually make, but
Which
we
would-
stick on the end of this.
We're
podcast.
too afraid to make it, but it just kind of like slides in there. And we can't help it. The people want it.
Yeah, they do.
Right? And it's basically based around, the hero in this is kind of Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Adam, as you can see, he's a handsome young buck. But he's young. He's inexperienced.
He's young and full of spunk.
And he's trying. So there's a girl that he really likes in Sainsbury's.
Oh.
How should he go about initiating this conversation?
Yeah, because before you answer that, right? He's pretending like she ain't all that.
Oh.
He's gonna look up.
Look at Jude's
He's
face.
pretending like she ain't all that to like get us off the scent, but you know he's gonna go out to Sainsbury's one day.
Yeah. Oh. It's easy, isn't it? Is he a confident lad? You confident lad? Ad?
Yeah. Look at him, he's
Go.
hating.
Yeah. Mate, where's she working? Tesco's, the counter, or Sainsbury's? Sorry, plug.
Like the help desk.
Oh,
The
wow,
help
too much
desk.
information.
She's
We
at the
keep
help desk.
Giving away clues.
Oh, what's she standing there like the customer help desk?
Yeah.
That's where she
There you
works.
Yeah.
Like you.
Don't say the place.
What?
Don't say the actual place where she works because we're giving away what
Sainsbury's.
she looks like. Yeah, just say enough.
Well,
enough.
then,
Not
that's
Sainsbury's.
easy. Break the ice by wanting help, isn't it?
Help with what?
Sainsbury's is a big place. you might want this says 3 for 2, but I can't find the other 2.
Can't find the other two. Mate, that's a great answer.
Dude, did you as a footballer in clubs
Yeah.
when you were young? What was it like, and what were the women like, and what did you get approached often, and what was that experience like, or did you just take full advantage?
Yeah, no. When I was younger, many years ago, in case your girlfriend's watching, no, it was like when you're 17, 18, between that age of 20, all you want is like you're looking for the opposite sex, wanting girls, right? So you go into a club like you're maybe the talk of town in your local town. So you're going into the top clubs, going right through, and everyone's seen you go through that tape, being walked in. They puts a red dot on your back for any ladies.
Yeah.
Obviously knows your football. It wasn't as bad as it is now with all that kiss and tell and funny ones, but there was girls like going out clubbing, dancing. We used to go around in a big group of like young players would be out meeting each other in like his Emporium at the time, and in there was like girls there.
Tons of it.
Some wanted it. Some just wanted to dance. Some wanted a little closer dance. Do you know what I mean? Some wanted to end up going home with you. So I just got a taxi on my own. There was no Ubers at the time, but black cabs. Your dad might have been proud.
Yeah.
He was a black cab. But yeah, it was that sort of thing. It was easy accessible, and I'm sure it is now. You know, there's girls out there that want it, there's girls that don't. But at the same time, there's girls that go the opposite. You think you can get me because you're a footballer, and then go the opposite way. So just because you're a footballer, they turn around and go, well, just because you're a footballer, you're getting me. Don't think so, mate, and walk away. So
And those are the ones then that you really want. That's the psychology. It is. It's.
lesbian. My first word was lesbian, even though she wasn't.
She must be. Something's wrong with
Yeah,
it.
something
I
wrong
am
with
Michael
her.
Duberry.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
How
Just turn
could
this
you?
down.
Yeah. Hello.
Turn this down. Yeah. So it was.
Have you
it
not
was all
seen
part of it.
the abs?
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah.
Are we allowed? Can we? The one more game?
What was the one more game?
Well, when you had to go in the shower.
Oh, we were talking about you on a podcast a couple of
Okay.
weeks ago.
What are you talking
It's
about?
so weird for me to say this now.
Sound weird. What? It's on his phone.
We were talking. In fact, hang on, I'm just going to order an Uber.
We can leave it if you want.
No, we were just. What were you saying? It's better coming from you.
So we was on talking before, and we were talking about one more game when you played in the final.
Yeah.
One more game. Ian Wright's last game at Wembley.
By the way, can I just say, I should have got man of the match.
Yeah, why didn't you? I think they give it to
because it's
him.
right his game, but I should have got man. Watch that video. There's only one person, and I was a late call.
Yeah,
I was a late call.
Cleared one off the line.
I didn't have my name on my shirt.
What? Did you not?
I didn't have my name on my shirt.
Not? Just number
late,
6.
Just I don't know what number I was. Right, come in, bossed it, clean up. I should have got man of the match, but it's right his day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He got man of the match and a Vauxhall. How bad's that?
Well, Ian Wright.
He did,
Yeah, but go on.
Surely some of one of the competition winners should have.
No, well, he then gave it to someone on the other team.
I
who
would have kept
scored.
that little bottle, a nice little bottle. It's been on the mantelpiece. Going, son, what's that? One more game, son. Man of the match. When was that? Don't have to worry about it.
Take it away. That was a great day, though.
It was a
wasn't
lovely day. It was a lovely day, but it was a good. It was.
Have you got the stuff you won as a footballer, like trophy
Oh
cases?
yeah, I've got little, not trophy cases, just got a IKEA shelves. Stuff on it. Trophy case? What do you think I am? No. Yeah. No, I've just got a nice little cabinet with no glass on it. So it's just like, essentially, could be used as a bookshelf. I don't. Made the shelves really big.
And do you ever walk past and look at it and go, that was alright? That was...
Now and again, my champagne bottles are in the front room on the show, man of the match ones. I think there's 6. That's not a lot. I played with some good players that just stole the show, so to get the 6 was good. So there's some good ones there, but there's games come on. I think when the Super Cup come on, and then I thought, I've won that, and I looked at my trophy, or there's a European game, or the League Cup comes on, I think I won it, and then so it's now I look at it in pride.
How old are your kids?
12, 9, 18 and 17.
Right, so you've got an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old and they come back and you've gone away on holiday and they've got their mates around for holiday and they've run out of booze and they just open one of your man of the match and you go, yay!
Funny story, I'm going to tell you that now. We was at Frank Sinclair's house, right? And we was young, we was like, I must be about 21. And we all back, I think it was in Windsor, and all the lads are there and he's having everyone back. And obviously he's got a champagne he's won. And Wisey's like, opened it up and started drinking it. He's gone, why is he? Oh, so far on a drink. I don't give you one of my ones. Don't worry about it. Like Frank's face is like, fucking hell.
God. How many had he won?
I think they saw the one there. Maybe I don't know. It was only like.
I'll give you one of my ones.
Listen, answer your question. I'll be pissed.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Not that smash the bottle, but having it like open, like it's the shut. It's like having
sealed.
Having it like open, like sorry, Dad. There'd be a murder.
I'll be
on there like the podcast, like in chains and my orange suit. Yeah,
Bars.
yeah.
So what happened? You opened one of the champagne.
Phone call, like trying to like hands on the thing.
Maybe you explain to the coppers, they'd go, fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah, liberty.
You haven't escaped that, so I have remembered. We still.
Go on. What's the go on.
Yeah, the showers. So.
Oh God.
Yeah. So you played the game. You was all.
How did it come up though? What was there was it wasn't like I was just sitting here fucking chatting about you naked, all right?
James.
Huh?
James talking about Terry Venables.
James, that's it.
So apparently Terry Venables is packing.
He's packing.
So James, as another guy who comes on our pod, works here. He basically had been working in this place, and Terry Venables was there, and they ended up in the toilet, and he was like, I just need to know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it's not me, right? And he's telling the story about how he then's kind of almost like just to see, and he's like, okay, go on, Eltel.
So Matt was like, after needed a shower, hadn't got a towel.
One more
Goes
game.
into the shower with Ian Wright, you're in there, and some
Wretch 3-2, Leon.
Oh, okay.
Then there's me.
Yeah, and
I just
Matt
said
was a little bit worried about the size of his penis.
Well, no, I'm all right, but all I was saying was, I think the way I put it was that I walked in there not really knowing. It was just kind of, I just went in, it's like, right, and then there's fucking right Ian and Leon.
You can't leave.
I'm in, and I'm just like fucking, you know what I mean? Like this, like unable to speak, and it's just like, I wasn't looking like James was looking, but I was like, I could see it. Yeah. I think I said it was like taxidermy. Yeah. It was like we chopped off an elephant's head and attached it to your waist.
Look, and you go in the shower. Listen, you go in the shower. You see what everyone's got. I ain't gonna lie. If there's in the shower now, I'd see like, it's all right. Do you know what I mean? Mrs. must be happy, or she must be gutted. Like, if I'm thinking of any teammates while we're on the subject, Rudelit was packing.
Really?
Yeah. It was packing.
Claude Makaleli, apparently, according to John Terry, said it was like a beer can.
A beer can?
Beer can.
Yeah, thick.
Yeah. Rude was packing. Aaron Lennon.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard that before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Aaron Lennon.
Don't know why.
Have you heard that?
You wouldn't imagine a short guy having a big one.
Yeah, he was packing. Who else I'm thinking? Them two spring to mind. Not that I got.
Hang on, let me just check my diary.
Do you see me and you, Matt, just sitting there going, yeah.
Catalogue, got catalogue of like knobs in there. Yeah, he was like, yeah, but like you look in it like we're all like competitive. We're like all know like have a little like. Don't listen. You're in the shower. You're talking. You're there. If your new teammate, everyone goes, "Get hell, cold shower, is it?" No. It's not warm. Yeah. Funny. I'll tell you one story about we on the subject, right?
Oh, amazing.
Graham Ricks, my youth team manager, and this fascinates me. So he's telling me his story, saying he played with David O'Leary for God knows 15 years or 20 years at Arsenal from youth team. And that said, in all that time, so like imagine 15 years of playing with someone training with them every day, playing games, being with them. He never once saw his willy. I was going, that's near impossible. How can you not, like, in a change room, see someone's willy? You know, like old school, like, towel round and then pants underneath. Like, man.
Pants underneath. Almost walking out, like.
And then, like, if you had a shower, that he'd, like, face the wall and put his towel. He said he never once saw his willy in 15, 20 years. I said, that's near impossible.
Because, like, in football changing rooms, it's like, you could not, I could... I've had it at Ball Street, actually. We played the games, and there's people in the office upstairs that had no qualms of just getting off and then into the showers. There's something about a football changing room where it's completely fine.
Yeah,
you just
fine,
get naked.
But there's also that era, like when you're a kid at school, and there's like the first guy that fucking hits puberty.
Yeah.
And I remember this kid at Outward Grange. I was like fucking 11 years old. Do you know what I mean? I'm not there yet, right? I'm a little skinny kid. This guy used to come in like that. He'd get dressed. He'd put his fucking socks on. That's it. So he'd be walking around like this. Just stood there, all right, fucking. That was a good game, wasn't it? He's like, what are you doing, man? Fucking, why are your socks?
Like, it's...
You walk, the floors are wet, your socks are getting wet. You know, I mean, that's the last thing you put on. Crying out loud.
It just shows he's making an effort.
Yeah, he's just stood there, all right, fucking.
We had that. I mean, it's just one of them things. Even from like when I went to Chelsea, I was 12, and you know that age, like young in it, like he's not used to like getting. It's like getting the shower, like everyone's doing it. You're thinking you don't want to, like some kids getting in with that, you know, their pants and then soaping like, yeah, getting all soap. So, but it's like just so I don't know. But he said in 15 odd years he played with him, and everyone saw his willy, and I thought, I know. It's just a weird thing. It doesn't. How do you not in a football environment? But
I think I've got the name for the podcast. I've never once saw his willy.
It's a new strand. Do you know? It was weird. I went to Brentford Huddersfield the other week, right? And there was a kid, and I don't know what he was doing, because you know you see piss people at the football and they're in a state and that. Like, but this guy was like right buried in the corner of the urinals. And he was literally just to get an angle to hide it from everyone. Because I was kind of, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? Yeah. And he was actually leaning against the urinal so much, like he was trying to hide it, that I was just there with the pissies. He's like leaning against it. I was like, what are you doing? It's not very weird, the behaviour. Why has this podcast gone down this road? I feel like we're stuck.
In my head, that's the best 10 minutes of podcast I've ever done. All right, anything else?
Well, there's one question here by a guy that comments a lot and who's a good guy. Am Saturday, and he says, "Do you lot plan on having more players for a chat on the pod?" And it's like, yes, we do. We've got fucking tubes in the house.
Who can you hook us up with on camera, on record?
What for?
So someone you think would be up for it. We won't have to talk about Willies.
Who would be good?
I'm trying to think who would be good for a pod.
Or you could
Banter. Let me have a think.
Yeah, get back to us.
Yeah, let me have a little think for good.
He's basically saying there's no way I'm recommending this to anyone, mate.
No, like I think like, listen, one thing about when you football, you do some of the interviews you get stiff, don't you?
Yeah.
So then it's good when somebody you can relax. Obviously, if he's current, he's gonna want to like. But if he's like retired and you can speak openly and that, some of the best things. The only reason that Soccer AM was so successful because they got players relaxed and they can talk.
Yeah.
And then if you can, some players didn't want to do an interview because it's like, and they have to think before they speak. If they can just relax and know it's that environment. So I'm sure there's this environment people like will talk.
Just quickly before we end, you've been talking all day, haven't you? And bullshit.
Sound like my kids. You've been talking all day.
How concerned were the clubs with media and what you can and can't say? And did you get media training or did you not?
You used to have someone in the like was a press officer, but only recently, when like the back end of my career, when social media was it into play where they try to mask what players put out in social media, but there wasn't social media when I was at Leeds.
So it was less of an issue.
That would have been like.
But surely, when you're talking to the press and whatnot, did they say watch what you say, or was it?
Yeah, you get like no, you just the press officers there, and that's it. And you do your interview. And it might be they pick someone to do the Friday before the game interview, and you do your bit, and that was it. Like there's not much prep work to be honest with you, unless it was personal. They want some personal bits and they give you, these are the questions. They say, I've taken that one out for you, or they want to ask this. They might get a gist of what the interview's about, but there wasn't that much. It
seems now they're so clued up on what they should and shouldn't say. And we did an interview with Vertonghen and Vorm, and we asked the question about whether or not I asked Vertonghen if in the last game of the season you needed to score an own goal to prevent Arsenal from winning the league. Would you do it if Pochettino screamed that you had to? And he went, no. And he goes, no, I wouldn't do it. And I said, what if Pochettino said? And he goes, well, in this case, if the boss is telling me, then I'll do it. And the club called me up and said, you've got to take that out. You can't say that he's going to throw a match and all that sort of stuff. He weren't saying that at all, but they were so sensitive around it. Yeah, because
I think because of this whole club and branding, it gets so blown out nowadays. But I have to say, before we go up, said a lot, but we're not mentioning that I beat you in fantasy football. You're not going to mention that. You're just going to sit there. You're just going to sit there and not say anything. That North London All Stars beat your. What are they? I can't remember the name.
The B Street Raiders.
Exactly.
This. All Matt does during the season, him and Stuart, they talk about the trade. The players are going to trade, and it's like gobbledygook. He's never once mentioned you. I didn't even know you did it.
Have you not? Listen, I've been schooling him.
All right, so let's have a history lesson. Last year, in the final,
Liverpool last year. Go on. Really?
In the final, I beat Jubes. This year, we were in the final, and this happened to be the last game of the season. I think actually that day I was having a baby. Might have had a little bit of an impact.
Blaming the baby. Oh my God. Seriously? He's not even a year old. Blaming the baby. Listen, took him to school. I didn't wear my ring. It's just it's just being encrusted now.
He sends me pictures on it.
He's not even, I can't even mention it.
In fact, I owe you a Nando's for that, right?
Listen, just get my name right next to your desk and saying champion.
You should do that. Just put it up. Next Jube's face next to you.
Next season, mate.
He wants to do trades. Keep going. You want to do a trade? You want to do a trade? Just leave me alone. God,
I hate this. I hate losing anything.
Do you?
Yeah, I hate it.
That's amazing.
Fucking next year, mate.
No.
Boom.
Michael Duberry, thank you so much. You can follow you on Twitter at Original Dubes.
Yeah, original_Dubes.
But more importantly, get onto the link's going to be in the description, which we'll sort out. Yeah. And then go and subscribe. It's a channel. You've got about 10 people on there. Yeah. Let's get over 100 because in a little while the content's going to drop.
Lots of content coming. Football. What I'm doing now, executive coaching, all business related, leadership. All coming through. It's something for everyone.
And there's going to be all these guys. I reckon it's going to be a huddle and people like that in time. So there's going to be some amazing content because, in fact, God man, I was watching Sky the other day. Huddersfield had played, left the telly on, hanging out with the baby a bit. Looked up and it was showing this old game with Arsenal. In fact, I text you and I text Wrighty the same night. It was showing you Arsenal against. Chelsea back in the day, and there's basically Wrighty setting up Burkamp for a couple, and then there's one where ball comes over and you assisted to Zola who got a couple.
Gus Poyet, but actually, in truth, I tried to score. 50 pence heading in that way. And we got it lucky we scored, so first time you're not hearing that.
Yeah.
Don't share it and tell anyone.
Yeah. I can't believe you played against Bergkamp and Wright.
I know. Bergkamp was dirty.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Really? Stamping,
Yeah,
pinching and...
I wasn't say stamp, but he was like, had a little edge to him. Good player, great player.
Great player. But the people on display in that game, I was watching, I was like, fucking hell, man. I just don't think that you've got the stars nowadays that you had then, in a
feel
way.
Like it. Not in, it was the personality as well. Do you know what it was, actually? We really have to finish, but it was that we weren't so consumed by all of the football all of the time. You'd get a game on Sky at a weekend, maybe one on Monday night. There was no internet, and you just savoured those moments.
Yeah.
So like Bergkamp twisting up the, I can't remember,
Newcastle.
O'Brien. Yeah. So he knows about it. He knows about it, and it was like way before his time because those moments were fixed in your brain because there wasn't the kind of glut of football information.
Maybe. It's interesting, that.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, Jubes, mate, thanks a lot.
Nice one.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Always love it.
See you, mate.
Definitely.
Cheers, Ad.
Cheers, Perv.